Well, we're on our way home to Ontario, and as I said, and the cruise. Sorry. And I said, Amy got to see all the horses this week. Amy's going to do the top 10 list for this week, and it's fine because it's hard to do the top 10 list, as she found out today. Trying to get it whittled down to 10 horses is much harder than you would think, which means it's a good thing. But that's fine with me, because the horses I want to talk about this week were horses that were improved. I talked about them in my opening. I talked about the 2-year-olds. Horses I thought came a long way from where they were. And not top 10 horses right now, but we are going to talk about 10 horses that Amy believed. Now, before we start,
some of them are on here because they trained good this week, and some of them are on
so would you call this your this week top 10 list, or because I'm always stuck, I don't know whether to go top 10 projected list or top 10 this week list or top 10 this month list. I don't know how to do it all the time. So you just want to say it's the top 10 training list from this week, or top 10 overall to date in your mind?
Well, no, because I put Punch on here and she trained bad.
She didn't train bad. Yeah, but she didn't train bad. She was great. So you want to call it?
I don't know what you want to call it.
You can just call it Amy's top 10 list, and they can figure out what it is.
Okay.
So this is Amy's top 10 list. No designation, just a top 10 list from Amy to you.
So poor Pickpocket's always number 10 because he has to be on there somewhere. But
well, that's the problem, is that everybody doesn't realize Pickpocket's one of our best horses. I haven't gone. I went with him once 3-4 weeks ago, and that's because he had made a break on Joey, and I trained him the next day, and I come off the track, and I said, not only did he train good, but this might be our best horse overall. He's a monster. The girls are getting a little angry because he's nipping at them. But I told them, I said, you're gonna have to straighten him out because I'm not gelding him. So Pickpocket, number 10. Okay, so you can tell everybody why you put him on number 10.
He's been on my list since we started doing them, and he's consistent. So.
That's true, he is.
I actually don't even know where he finished yesterday.
I think Jason was second with him. I forget which shed he was in, but he was on the far outside, I think, and he looked great. He looks great every time he goes, and he's just such a nice horse. All right, number 10, Pickpocket.
Time is on my side. I put it number 9.
Time is on my side.
It's the first time he's made my list, by the way.
Yeah. Listen, James was impressed with him the other day. I haven't gone with him in 2-3 weeks. I think he's a really nice colt. James went with him the other day and said he was a little bit left line more than he'd like to, so we might have to change a little something, but he said he was very good.
He's starting to get some personality.
Yes.
He's a little louder. Like, you never hear a peep out of him.
No.
And the last couple weeks...
On the track.
And in the barn.
Yeah.
He's been getting...
Yeah. Well, I told Deb, said, he's starting to get steady. I said, just so we're clear, you just let me know when he's getting a little too steady, and somebody else can take care of him because he's not being castrated.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's been training well.
He's been training great. The horse was very good the other day. James is happy with him, and James is always very careful about what he says around me because I'm an optimistic person. So even if they train great, James is like, yeah, he's pretty good. And he come off track and said, no, he was really good the other day. Well, that's good.
Okay. I put Punch at number 8.
Punch at number 8. Okay.
This is the first time she's made my list, by the way.
She was number 1 overall for me.
I know, but that's a different list. That's a projection list.
It is. Yep, you're right. You're right.
But she, other than on Friday, she went, 5 in a row?
4 or 5 in a row, yeah, she was very good. And the other day, James just put her in a spot where, before it was always take over the lead, let one go, sit on their helmet, come up the inside and win. James had her in the mid-pack, kind of right on top of somebody. And, she just got a little racy. But these are the things that they have to learn to do. They have to learn to sit in the hole. They have to learn to sit up, and when somebody stops up in front of you have to learn to run up on top of them a little bit and behave. So these are the things she needs to learn how to do.
You don't put a hood on her if you want her to sit for a bit.
She'll be fine. She's smart enough. She's just got to learn to behave.
Okay, so where are we at? 7. I put Vaquero Blue Chip because I actually had Arson on my list.
That's true.
And he would never make my list, but I went with him this week for the first time.
Yeah.
So I think that is something to be noted.
Absolutely.
Because when I go with a horse that I've never gone before and it goes good, then I'm more apt to put it on my list.
It's your list, of course it is.
But otherwise, Arson never probably would have made my list.
So who's 7? Is this Arson or Vaquero Blue Chip?
Vaquero, because you beat me. I thought Arson deserved to be on the list, and you beat me.
Vaquero Blue Chip, I think, could be any kind of horse. You know what he reminds me of is Steve's horse from last year, but faster and stronger and tough as whalebone. The horse that I love that we ended up selling, Steve's horse. Enzo Vale. Enzo was a nice horse. He's bigger than Enzo, and he's got a more gritty attitude. Enzo was a little dainty. He'd do his work, but when push comes to shove, he'd be like, I'll get it next week. This guy here, not only does he want to do it, but then he wants to rub it in your face. And I like he's got that grit to him, and he's really come forward. So listen, I like the horse a lot too. And I talked about him for 5 minutes in the opening at the end about how good I think he could be. And his brother made $1.4 million. So yeah, nice horse.
He's international money, right?
No, he's a father.
He's a father.
That's right. Some of our best horses.
No wonder you're the Delta.
Yes, it's true.
Who's the international money? That we got from
Victory Blue Chip is the international money.
I keep mixing them up.
Yeah.
I keep mixing them up. Okay, sorry. 6. I put Gypsy Hill again. First time I've ever gone with that horse.
He's one of our best horses in Ohio overall. Ohio or Pennsylvania. He's a very, very, very nice horse. You don't remember this, obviously. But if you go back and look at our notes, mine and yours, you'll find that you picked Gypsy Hill and so did I. He was my top 2 pick in the Ohio sale. Number 1 was Irresistible Sun. And
oh, that's right.
Gypsy was one of your, we both loved him. He came out of Spring Haven, I believe. Or Eminent. No, I think it was Spring Haven. He came out of Gypsy's just a really nice colt. He's been that way since day one. The horse has been extremely impressive.
He's very powerful. He's got a big kind of ornament.
Yes. He's a nice horse.
5. Venice. I sniffed her pretty bad. But it wasn't her fault.
Yeah, it's this time of year. It's very hard for him to go from 5th to 1st. You could put probably one of our medium range racehorses sitting 5th with the babies, and then when we step on the gas coming out of that last turn, it's very hard to make up ground. And yesterday, especially in that set, we were really smoking on the end of it, and I knew when I looked over in your opinion 5th, I wasn't very optimistic.
No.
She's the type of filly though, what I love about her, you just wheel her up first over, she'll just sit in the outside and just drive away down the lane. Eric's done it 2 or 3 times.
I didn't get the
horses.
opportunity, and the passing lane also wasn't available, so I just finished behind the wall.
That's the way it is.
So she was very good. And number 4, I put Lonely Lakewood.
Yeah.
Because he's...
Lonely Lakewood's been one of our best horses since day one. It still is.
Pickpock make my list because they're supposed to make a list, but I don't know much about them. I just know that they're good.
That's fair. Lonely Lakewood is I haven't gone with Lonely Lakewood. Johnny's gone with them every week, I think, for the past 3 months.
Yeah.
The horses look great, continues to look good, and just overall, just a really, really, really nice horse.
And then number 3, I really don't care. I've loved this filly since the first day, so
yep. We both love this filly.
She's been on my list the whole time.
We both love this filly. Now going back to the sale, because you don't remember either, but we both love this filly. I just thought she'd bring 6 figures for sure. And it turned out that she didn't. We ended up buying her for $70,000. She's always been good, but I was pretty firm in my belief. If I was doing a projections list or a top 10 list this week, any list I would have made this week, really don't care, is number 1. She looked so good this week. No, this isn't Ontario. This is, we're still in Pennsylvania, but you wanted to get some chicken nuggets, I think is what you asked Dad for, isn't it? Oh, and flies. Oh, okay.
What's this now?
You're silly. I see Burger King. That usually means there's McDonald's here somewhere.
Okay, sorry. Where were we? Oh,
where it is.
Really don't care. Yeah. So
really don't care. I still think is the best horse we have in the stable this week. Really don't care. It's the best from my point of view. I just think that she is a very, very good filly with a very, very bright future. So really don't care to me is number 1. I don't know where the McDonald's is here. I'm going to have to go up here and turn around. Yep.
Sorry. Number 2. I have Sedona Hill.
Yeah, that's a fair one too. Sedona Hill's been great, and she jogged the other day, beat some good horses and made them like it down the lane. I thought she's she looked amazing. She's just a really, really nice filly, I think, overall.
I like that she's going with her few little aches and pains. She seems to put those aside.
I know this isn't Chicken Nuggets Flies. I got to find out where it is. It's around here somewhere. I'm going to Google it when Mummy's done talking. Sedona Hill, yes, she's got those 2 little splints that were bothering her. Little bumpy in the turns, but all business.
Doesn't work.
Never runs, always looks to come forward. So I don't blame you. She's a really, really nice filly.
And then I had Winter Bells at number 1.
Oh, really? Winter Bells?
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, she beat everybody again the other day and looked good doing it. Winter Bells, probably, even though we talk about her all the time, probably one of the most underappreciated horses in our barn. Her, Drebin, we talk about all these horses, but people just don't. I get emails all the time about some horses in our barn, and it just seems like none of them are ever about Winter Bells. Ever. And I don't know why, because Winter Bells is easily one of our best horses. She's just a really, really nice filly and beat them again the other day and made them like it. So it's pretty hard not to be really, really happy with Winter Bells. So a bit of an odd list. I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. I'm not disagreeing at all with anything you said. Every horse, you can make an argument for where they are in my mind also. Winter Bells, yeah, very nice filly. So I'm going to tell you what, the reason it's so difficult to make these lists is because, fortunately, at least on April the 9th, the 9th, 2023, we have a lot of really, really nice horses. So hopefully it turns out to be a bumper crop. We certainly are positioning them there that way. They feel that way. Again, you got to be very careful not to look back in the past and say, well, they're so much better than last year, so they're going to do so much better. Hey, can you turn that down a little bit? Just because last year's horses were really good for us and we had a lot of luck with them does not mean that has any bearing on the 2-year-old crop of 2023. So every year this time, we're left hoping, wondering how everybody else's horses are and hoping that our horses are better. So with that, a good list, a good weekend for the McDonald family, a great time. I know you are always pumped to jump in the car and drive to Ohio. I know it's hard for you to contain your excitement. Addie, did you have fun in Ohio this weekend? Yeah. A good weekend, and we'll be home soon, and I believe I can make my cash deals race tonight, but we'll see. So with that, I'll let you guys go again. Hope you had a great weekend. Take care.